So the next thing is to start a YouTube channel. And when they start a YouTube channel, pay attention to how they never tell you where they learned their information, right? And how they had to figure all this stuff out on their own, right? Just think about that. Every time you watch a video where one of these guys is like, putting themselves out there, they're looking at their trades through their phone, right? And they're doing all this stuff, and they're showing you like, screenshots of their phone and all this. And they're not nowhere in there are they telling you, where they learned that information, how they figured it out, all this kind of stuff. They just want you to know that they figured it out and you didn't. I know something you don't, and you just need to buy my course. That's basically what the vibe is. And the whole thing about it is, it's like their videos are usually very ambiguous, vague kind of videos talking about hindsight stuff. So they'll go to the chart, right? And they'll show you like, oh, well, this is the strategy. Once it reaches here, it swings here. Once it passes that line, you get in there. And all this stuff is hindsight. I mean, a lot of this stuff are probably even, days that they didn't even trade, where they didn't even, if they're even trading, and I'm going to keep saying that, like, if they're even trading this stuff, it's just, they learn this stuff and then they go on there and they're like, oh, hey, this is a strategy I learned. And once the spot gets here, then you go down and sell, or once it gets here, you buy, and everything's hindsight. Nothing's in real time. They're not, pay attention. They're not teaching you anything in real time, how to identify real time patterns, because that's the test. The test is not the hindsight. The test is not after the flat correction's completed. The test is not after the impulse wave has completed. That's not the test. The test is if you can identify something developing as it's happening. Okay, that's the test, right? So the other thing is, you don't even know through this whole YouTube channel thing. Once they start the YouTube channel, they start showing their little lavish lifestyles, and they start showing how they're living, inspiration videos, motivation videos, and all that kind of stuff. But the whole vagueness of the whole situation is, you don't know if they're able to promote their lavish lifestyle because of the commissions from courses, from affiliate links, or if it's from the trades themselves. You don't know that. I don't care what they're telling you. This is the thing. You guys are falling for what they're telling you or what they're showing you. You can't keep up with this okie doke. If you're going to claim to be woke, you can't be falling for this okie dokie stuff. Okay? That ain't too woke if you're getting offended and you're actually defending what these people are doing. Because you don't know where the source of all that stuff is coming from. If it's even owned by them, they could be renting this stuff. A lot of people are going through great lengths. Okay, you will be very surprised how far a lot of these people are going. In your mind, you might be like, well, why spend all this money? Why go through all this stuff? This should show me this stuff just to get a funky $50 from me, or just to get a funky $200 from me. Well, it's not about you. It's about the mass. It's about mass exposure. So, that's what you're up against, so they're not only are they talking about vague hindsight strategies, but they're showing all this lavish stuff, and you don't know if it's from the course or if it's from the trades, you don't know anything. And the other thing that they do while they're showing the lavish stuff is, they're going through this whole weird mentality stuff. This stuff is so, I can't tell you how tired all this mentality video crap is, all this pretentious, inspirational, motivational, silliness, all this weird energy, all this weird excitement, this weirdo excitement about whatever, because what they're trying to do is they're trying to emulate some kind of a cult following. They're just emulating it. That's not their intent, but that's what they're emulating. And, this is why the elites, I'm talking like the elites of the world, you know, these supposed Illuminati folks or whatever you calling them, why they look at you as cattle and sheep, why they look at us as cattle and sheep, why they don't respect you, why they don't have, you know, why they are treating us the way we are. You know, I mean, this is part of the reason, because it's so easy to put you in that mentality. It's so easy to get a mass of people to buy in. If enough people like you, if enough people advocate for you, they're going to all of a sudden be ambassadors of you know, of you and your brand and your product, and they'll go to the moon and back to let everybody know about your stuff, when in fact you're simply, if you're not outright scamming them, you're just throwing out all these weird ambiguous notions about whatever potential you're trying to feed to that individual. But the fact of the matter is that, you know, a lot of that weirdo mentality stuff, that don't work on you. And you know how I know it doesn't work on you? Because you may sit there at the video in real time and say, yeah, that was motivating, that was nice, but you still got to wake up in the morning. You still gotta click the close button on that browser, and you still gotta go get up and go cook and go live life. And once that happens, all that stuff disappears. All that trans stuff disappears anyway. But even while you're in it, you're not really buying into it anyway. You know, so it's just kind of cute when it's happening, and you're just kind of wondering like, oh, I wonder how they got that, you know. But you're not sitting there so caught up in, you know, there's a very, 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 very low number of individuals who are like really like, I mean, they have like a huge allegiance to these people, and I mean, even to like to the death or whatever. But with you know, just a normal viewing of what these people are displaying, you're really not buying into it. But they go for it anyway, because, you know, it's just throwing stuff at the wall, just seeing what sticks. And so, and it comes with the territory. They feel like, oh, well, you know, hey, Tony Robbins is doing it. This person's doing it. You know, Gary Vee's cussing around. So I guess I could just do that stuff. So they just start throwing out the weirdo mentality stuff, those videos. And that stuff is tired. That stuff is so tired. I hate it. I cringe when I see any of those things come across my screen. You know, I can't wait to press skip when, you know, Wesley Billionaire Version or whoever the case is, you know, that guy, you know, or whomever else comes on and they're coming out with this whole pretentious thing. You know, I don't have time for that, and neither do you. The other thing is misrepresentation. You know, they're using terminology they don't understand, or they have no clue of what they're saying. You know, they're charging, there's a guy going around calling himself a franchise. This guy is saying that his website is a franchise. Like he's charging $1,500. $1,500 for you to start a franchise with him. I emailed him one day and I asked him, I said, do you have a franchise disclosure, a disclosure document? Because every franchise needs to provide that. First of all, do you have a franchiser's license? That's the first thing. And do you have a franchise disclosure document that you have to disclose publicly? You can't hide that. You have to. McDonald's has one. You can look up disclosure documents right now on Google. If you Google those, you'll see every single franchise company that company that has a franchise concept. They have these FDDs out there. It's public. So do you have one? Then he emailed me back. He's like, oh, I give you all the contracts after you buy, after you sign up. What? So clearly you don't know what I'm talking about. So I have to kind of game him up a little bit and say, yeah, no, not a contract, a franchise disclosure document. Do you have that? I haven't heard from him since. So these are the things that's going on. These are the things that is being misappropriated and being misrepresented. People are misrepresenting the industry and all this kind of stuff because they're not taking it seriously. They don't think that there are repercussions that could come with, you know, using certain terminology or saying certain things. And it's highly the contrary when they do finally, when this whole thing in the industry catches up with them, it doesn't end well. So, I mean, the whole point here is as far as this video, you know, you can't fall victim to this stuff. You know, you can't go to the YouTube channels and just be like, okay, yeah, I'm about to learn everything from this person and throw $1,500 at them. Please don't do that. You can learn for free, like Oliver Velez. You can go look this guy up. He can give you a strategy for free. Like, he'll go 2 hours, like go in for 2 hours talking about his strategy. You can go to Mark Douglas. You can go to many other people, professionals, real pros who have a trading background, who can give you all kinds of information for free. So stop paying for this stuff, and stop looking at these people and trying to see if you can decipher a code in their little promotional content. Stop trying to decipher the content. Stop going on there trying to figure them out and, oh man, I know they're going to give up something. I know I'm going to find something if I keep watching his videos. Stop it. Just look up stuff for free. Look up terminology. Look up things that you can utilize in your trading. Otherwise, it's going to take you 10, 15 years, even in this day and age, to get it right, because you're trying to, you know, spin your wheels with all this, with the YouTube channel thing. So, you know, but that is the next step with them. Then first they go research the information, they go get all this stuff, and then they start a YouTube channel spewing all this stuff we just talked about. So the next thing they're going to do is film recordings of them trading on their demo account. So that's going to be the next video right now.